Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gran Terra Shadowfront. I'm John, Thank you. I'm John, your highly medicated game master. They tell me not to say I'm on speed, but I'm definitely on speed. Legal speed, yes. It's 75. As opposed to illegal speed, which is 90. Joining to me today is Jack. Oh, hang on. They can't hear you. They missed the other half of the legal speed joke.
Damn it.
But I feel like it could be inferred.
Yeah, I mean, probably. It wasn't a great joke in the like the response wasn't a great joke in the first place, so it's fine. I'm not at my bed.
I'm Jack. I'm playing Gent Minar, half-elf spellslinger, and I don't think it's Gran Terra Shadowfront anymore because the Shadowfront's gone.
I mean, the concept of the Shadowfront is there. It just shifted to moving front. And also...
Well, I mean, but the concept of masturbation is there, too, and it's not Gran Terra masturbation.
Yet.
I mean, it might not be that in name. I
apologize to everybody.
But it's that in spirit.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Titania Valkorian, a Ladrin Druid princess.
Sorry.
Leaning out of frame every time I flip the frame.
Sorry.
And William.
Hi, I'm William. I'm playing Valda Stonebeard, the Dwarven Samurai, your completely unmedicated game master who is not game mastering this game.
Thus not the medicated game master. And Cody.
Hi, I'm Cody. I'm playing Ithram Volar, Hobgoblin War Wizard.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing right now Marith Han, a human warlock of Galadir. I am slightly medicated just due to aspirin. And to go through the usual Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter. I don't even right now. I don't remember what all the other things we do are.
Fuck Bill Cosby.
Fuck Bill Cosby. Fuck TSR.
Yeah.
So hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ernie Gygax.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what TSR is.
TSR.
Okay.
This is too long.
TSR is the company that created Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
And Ernie Gygax has started up a company stealing that name from someone else who had the name and is being an ass about it.
Yeah. Oh, and making comments about trans people and gender identity and
being a
people who like 5e D&D being lemmings and so on.
So
and when somebody asks them to just quote just say trans lives matter, trans men are men, trans women are women, responded, "You're disgusting."
So the apple doesn't fall from the tree.
Yeah.
Kind of.
He is the epitome of the worst parts of the old school Renaissance. Yes.
He looked at Dad, who obviously did have his flaws, and said, "Hold my beer."
Mhm.
He looked at his dad, who made a game, strictly speaking, for people who, in his own words, made a game for people who were intelligent, and went, "I'm gonna make a game for people who are assholes."
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Well, that all aside, also fuck the police.
Yep.
We return to our narrative. The Steelhearts have ventured forth into the frozen, unforgiving north to the Hive of Ruins, a collective of destroyed, decrepit, and downfallen kingdoms that built themselves up atop the ruins of the others, until it reached the point where no kingdoms thrive there, only the discarded husks of civilization, which are constantly plumbed by two various factions in the area. There's the frontiersmen to the south and the northern isolationists to the north, who don't like each other, but they have a common pool of resources that they have to pull from in order to survive, and so they kill each other for it. Meanwhile, on a snow dune, not too far away from the ruins, but a bit farther away from any other signs of civilization, there is a trapdoor, which is currently covered in snow. And inside that trapdoor, there is an extra-dimensional space. So, you've all gone to sleep. And you all wake up. Take it away.
Hey. All right. So we go back in the ruins. We hunt down this, whatever his name was, of the Azure Legion, and see if we can't find the phylactery.
Yes. Any details on Gapus that we can find anywhere within the ruins of Uldor is what we're looking for.
Well, we have to
Has
go.
Ithram already done legend lore on Gavison?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured.
We have to go west more, though, right?
East.
Yes, east.
Are we going
That way.
to try and find any guides, or just be quiet when we go down in the ruins? Because other people.
Do we know how far these civilizations go? Like, will we find camps of these scavengers on the eastern coast? Because they would be more likely to know about the ruins of Uldor than the ones on this side.
Difficult to say. Marith, who first thing that he does when he wakes up is really quick reaches into his pack, grabs a mirror and looks at it. And looks, you guys. It is difficult to say. We didn't get that level of information as to whether they all go to the coast. So maybe.
I think it'd be best to go a little bit further east and see if we can find someone a little closer to the ruins before we start looking for a guide. Because I'm willing to bet that the communities that spring up focus mostly on the ruins that are near them, and I don't think that we'll find too many people who've been to Uldor when we're nowhere near Uldor.
Can I make a history check and see if I've heard of anything about how far east the frontiersman civilization goes?
Sure.
12. Yep.
Like, you didn't know these frontier camps existed until
Right.
very recently.
Would news of scavengers from Yuskorva have like anything interesting to trade throughout the kingdoms around the Shattered Land?
Not that you've heard of. You imagine that they probably trade with the nearest people, which would be the kingdoms to the south. So more used Corvin than.
I likely would not have heard anything either.
Yeah. Especially as you were coming up from Sharkmouth Bay, you didn't exactly see any place that was friendly towards docks or ships. So,
Yeah.
Meredith, are you by chance versed in illusory magic?
Sorry, my brain heard. Are you by chance?
A small bit. Not. It depends on what you were looking for in terms of illusion.
Just a simple recreation of a motif, a section of a wall. If I shared the image with you, would you be able to recreate it? If we have a visual representation of a motif, it may be easier to find a guide that recognizes such details on their expeditions.
Unfortunately, no. Most of my illusion, other than obviously, and that's not illusion, is of the, let's call it the more insidious,
Okay,
final kind.
understand.
We could just describe it if we meet people.
Or try to sketch it out. I've got
Yeah.
paper and that sort of thing.
There you go. Okay, so.
Also, again, come here. Boom, plan.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Plant.
Also,
Pretending to be a plant.
let's see. If you would like to draw it, this recreation, let me know when and I can help you with that. If you want to do it right now, we could.
Well, who's the best artist amongst us? Because I can do the occasional technical plan, but that's about it.
Is it a performance check to do a drawing?
Yes, it is.
I got a plus
Or
7.
a relevant tool skill.
So I might be pretty good at it.
Yeah. Ithram, as soon as you say who's the best artist, probably looks at Tanya.
I can doodle.
Alright then. I tap you and cast Enhance Ability for
Sweet.
Charisma.
Alright. I will try and sketch out that. I'm assuming you're wanting to get the mural that we saw on the thing in the Lich's
Yeah, because
castle.
that's how we
Yep.
that's how we recognize the region that it's supposed to be coming from.
Perfect. Can do. Here we go.
So for the next hour.
Nice. I'm unstoppable. 22.
All right, you sketch out a rough facsimile of the mural you saw.
Okay. So, should we wind walk? See what we see?
Probably just to get closer. I'm kind of annoyed, by the way, that Enhanced Ability doesn't have extra things for any of the mental abilities. Like, it gives you, like, extra hit points for con, more carrying capacity for strength, less falling damage for dex, and nothing for the other three.
I think part of it is because it works for saving throws too, right? Or is it?
No, just
No,
checks.
it's just ability checks.
Because the others have more ability checks.
Yeah, like
How many
there's
strength
so
checks do you
little
have?
out there. There's so little out there that gives you a lot of bonus for the mental stuff. That's where it becomes essential for those.
Well, it's not even that. It's that
I get it.
If it didn't give those extra bonuses to strength, dex, and con, there would be literally no reason to cast that ability for strength, dex, or con.
I mean, bull strength for athletics. Athletics might only be one skill, but it's used for a lot.
Okay,
Yep,
athletics.
but there would be no
Stealth.
no reason to do it for con.
There'd be no reason to do it for
skill.
con. Like, there's no con skills. Like the odd Constitution check is a rare thing, but like
Yeah.
strength and dex checks, there might not be a lot of them, but they're important because those are stealth and athletics.
Yes. And meanwhile, for intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, you've got all of the other skills.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yes, I think flying would be good. Unfortunately, there is a bit of a schedule on this whole thing, so...
Yep. What day is it? How long do we have left? I don't remember.
It's only been
It's getting close.
It's been about 3 days.
3 days?
3?
Right,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was going to say 3. Okay.
We're about halfway through, I think, probably.
Okay.
Because I think we were told a week, right?
Yeah, we're told a week.
So
It's
roughly a
been
week.
not 1 week.
So you're here. Windwalk, it'll take 1, 2, 3, basically 4 days to get to the far end of the ruins.
Oof. Okay.
That's if we only win walk once, though.
Yeah, that's true. It is if you
I
only
can do
windwalk
it a
once.
couple times now, yeah. It just it will
But,
start getting very tired.
Yeah, I mean, you will
not
all start getting
resting.
very tired because at two full windwalks is 16 hours.
Yeah.
Um
I mean, we only rest 8 hours anyway. That's what the other 16 hours are for, is flying.
You ever
Really?
just gone for a whole day, slept for 8 hours, and then just gone for a whole nother day?
mhm.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, it isn't.
To be fair,
at
we're
all.
not running. We're just kind of floating.
I would say that windwalking still requires mental exertion.
Yeah, you'd be pretty fried. Doing that one day to try and shave might be advisable. Trying to do that multiple days in a row, it might end up being more detrimental at the end.
I mean, is there anything more detrimental than getting there and the lich is back?
Well, we know what he can do.
Getting there and the lich is back and you're exhausted.
Yeah, that.
Because
probably be it.
also reminder, it would take you 2 days basically to get across the ruins in Windwalk, or 2 castings of Windwalk. So how long do you think it'll get to dive deep and find the seat?
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to get. It's big, unless we're very, very lucky.
Still, I feel like we should have as much
perhaps
time as we can pull off.
once we get to this area right here, perhaps we can start searching for a guide that may have seen something. If we get there sooner, we can look for a guide longer.
I can do Windwalk up to 3 times before I need to rest.
Let's do it twice today then. See where we end up, see how we are.
Okay,
That will work.
hang on. I'm gonna sit on my staff and float up in the air, and then cast Windwalk on us all.
You are all still inside the mansion.
Yeah,
Dang
we
it.
need to leave first.
Go outside first. Hang on.
You go to the trapdoor, you
Yep.
try to open it. It won't budge.
Right, we're buried in snow. That was the thing.
Does it open in or up?
It opens up.
Check something real quick.
It's from, I think it's the door stuck.
How long has it been?
We did have a
24 hours.
plan
It's
for
been 8
this.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a plan for handling the snow.
Did it involve plane shift?
I don't believe so.
No, the
No.
plan was let the mansion run out, and then you get shunted out to the other side of the snow.
That's correct.
Or open the door and just shape water.
Yeah, because I have
Time.
that.
Yeah, Gen
Okay.
thinks that getting buried in snow that's heavy enough to keep a door closed that we can't possibly get it open is a perfectly legitimate idea. Because he rolled a 5 on his survival check. That will kill us.
The problem with
Necessarily.
opening the door and windwalking and water controlling it out is Cody specifically described it as a pull-up door when he created it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which means you have to push the door through the snow to get to
Before
where
you
you
can even
mess
get to
with
where
the
Oh,
you
snow.
I think I can get us out! I think I can get us out. Hang on.
What is your plan, dear?
I've got a new spell with the staff.
Oh.
I can do wind wall. Hang on. Let me see if it moves.
I don't think that's going to be able to move this much snow.
I like that.
Are you sure?
I like that the
It's-
current puzzle is get out of the mansion.
Yeah. The wall
No,
50 feet
no,
This is
we
a
long.
trapped
D&D
ourselves in our
campaign.
own
We've, of
house.
This is a
Yeah, no.
D&D campaign. Of course we were stymied by a fucking door.
Yeah. You can make the wall up to 50 feet long, 15 feet high, and 1 foot thick. You can shape it any way you choose, so long as it makes one continuous path along the ground. Can I do it just as a little tunnel right above the door and just sort of funnel out the snow? Would this work?
Oh, for God's sake.
All right, take a look at the spell.
Loose, lightweight materials brought into the wall fly upward like snow.
How much of a resource is this? Because I have another simple solution.
So the problem with that again, the door is neither
Yeah.
loose nor lightweight.
All
Ithrim.
right.
Oh, how deep
It would
this-
absolutely potentially get the snow out of the way if you could get the door open.
I can get rid of it, and then we'll be at the top of the snow that is currently covering the door. I'll just
Oh.
fucking dispel it at 5th level. Or,
Okay. There you go.
No, not at 5th level, because it's a 7th level spell.
I'm gonna
So-
use a
And you can also
seventh
just
level
dispel
spell
it and roll.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
I
dispel
can't.
it. I'm too strong, guys. I can't do it.
Also, how deep would it have been overnight falling?
You have no idea.
I was gonna say, I assume we have no
Because
idea.
10 feet of snow is only 150 pounds to shift.
Have you ever tried to lift 150 pounds above your head, higher above your head?
All I'm
Yes.
saying is there are people here who have incredible strength.
It's not easy. And also, no, it's way more snow than that.
One moment, and I
And
cast-
also, yes, I've carried almost my body weight on my shoulders.
No.
Not over my head, but on my shoulders, and I'm not that strong.
Lifting it onto your shoulders is easy because you have your entire body to support it there. Pushing up is a lot
just your
harder.
arms,
Yeah,
yeah.
is a
Mhm.
lot harder
I
than
mean-
you think it is.
Look, I'm gonna be fine, and somebody. So once this door dispels, and we are buried in snow, I can dimension door somebody with me to the top of the snow.
It's on
Probably
Doors.
about 10 feet above the snow because I will want to play it safe and overshoot. But
Titania or Ithrim, likely.
Roll your Arcana check or roll your Intelligence check, Ethram.
All right.
Don't you-
Because I'm paranoid, I'm casting enhanceability on myself.
Okay.
Valid.
Oh.
I don't want to get stuck.
Yeah, this was
Actually,
the
hang
conversation
on.
we had with
No, I'm
Ithrim,
not.
though, is that when the spell ends, it puts you into the nearest open space, not space that you are displacing into.
Yeah, I'm actually not going to cast that. I'm just because you're all standing right here. So if I fail, I'll just save face. Hopefully.
well, that leads.
Oh, I have an inspiration. I'm going to use it.
That leads into.
I have one more.
That leads into the question: is
All right.
Okay, that's
saving
tolerable.
face.
if you what is the definition of an open space? Because a person can exist within a bank of snow. It's not solid.
Right.
Neither was the door.
Well,
It
let's
is
find
not
out.
Something. It is not something that physically interacts with the world.
No, the door physically interacts with the world. It's just invisible. It's physically
have
there,
a
it's just
thought.
invisible. But Ithram
I have a
dispels
very
magic.
good thought.
Yes.
Yes, this is a solution.
All
Well,
right.
it's been done, so
Okay,
find out if it's a good solution.
Oh no. I have an idea.
Okay.
Excellent. Let's see what happens.
Is your idea to dispel the door?
No.
What's your idea? Are you waiting to see
Well,
if the dispel
yes,
works?
but no. Yes, but no.
I guess the question is, are you waiting to see if the dispel works?
Sure.
Okay. Ither casts Dispel Magic. And you all see the mansion around you unravel. And you all feel yourselves go... there is a rushing, stretching, pulling feeling as you all feel all of your extremities elongate and then compact at the same time, and there's this sort of like rubber tree boing sound as you all collapse on top of a snowdrift.
I'll be right back.
That was fun.
That was not as bad as I thought it could be.
I'm glad I had this thought immediately as you said that, because mine would have been much less jarring. Which would have been, I use demiplane right where your door is. We go through it into the demiplane. I don't know if you'd be able to cast Dispel Magic through demiplane.
No.
Like through the door?
Maybe. Now we're getting into
there's
like
nothing
we're
that says
it's a
you
separate
can't.
room.
we're getting like
Yeah.
turducken. We're getting like turducken plane levels at this point.
But
This is how
The
we get to
point
the
is-
astral sea.
mine would just be a door that opens, and we can let all the snow fill the 30-foot room, and then just climb out.
You go into the mansion, then you go into the demiplane, then you go into a third demiplane. You come out the astral sea.
And the best thing about that is, at some point, maybe not us, but at some point, someone in the future would be using demiplane in that general location and would find a room full of snow, and they'd be like, "What the fuck happened here?" And that would become the plot hook for the PCs who are not us quest.
So what you're saying is eventually the Beckerland bandits end up here.
Yep. How did the snow get here? This is a mystery we must solve.
So you are all on top of a snowdrift that is significantly taller than it was when you put your trap hole down.
Gent stands up, takes 3 unsteady steps, and vomits into the snow.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Excellent.
Please fall face
That's a
first.
10.
So you vomit, and then all of you watch as Gent's spew goes one way and Gent goes the other as he loses his
Okay.
footing and goes down the hill.
Now, I get you 10s. Okay, like I was worried it's gonna be throw up, slip forward.
Congratulations. You now have a face full of snowy chunks.
Well, no, the problem is you were already vomiting, and now
Right.
you're snowballing down the hill
And still
Right.
vomiting.
and still vomiting.
Oh,
Wait till you're in the ear reach.
Right?
I was about to say, a sudden tumble does not make nausea get better.
Nope, sure don't.
Particularly not when you're gathering snow as you go.
And speed.
Any of you
I
that look over-
assume Gent reaches the bottom of the snowdrift in a somewhat DuckTales fashion.
Yes. The worst DuckTales.
Even the worst DuckTales is still pretty damn good.
Yeah, but less, they typically don't end up in a snowball filled with snow in their own vomit.
That's true.
Oh no, there he goes. I'm gonna try and fly up and down and over
Look
to
how
him.
uncaring Titania is. Purple flying.
Yeah. I want to use it. It's cool.
Yeah, no,
That
so yeah,
is the
Titania.
last day Titania's feet ever touch the ground.
Listen, I don't have to walk anywhere anymore. This is great.
Yep, the staff acts as the broom of flying. Titania sits on the broken haft, and the wind carries her away and down towards Ghent, who is again a pile of snow and vomit.
Are you alive in there?
Yes, dear.
Okay. I'm gonna start trying to like chisel down, figure out like where I could like tap to like break the egg open.
Gen's just flailing and digging his way out of whatever it is.
You flailing is enough to throw the snow off. It's not
Right.
you're not in like a dense ball of snow. It's just you
Okay.
collected snow as you went down.
Mm-hmm.
It held the vomit in.
Well, we're out.
Yes, we are.
Everyone ready?
Right.
Yes.
Those of you that are still on top of the snowdrift, looking down.
Right.
How do those of you that don't fly get down?
How far is it?
Valdez
I'm
would.
gonna-
It looks like it's about a 50-foot slide.
Dimension door.
Ooh,
I have the dumbest plan. Hang on. I need
Hang on.
to
this could
double
be
check
fun.
myself.
So Ithram is going to sit down in the snow at the
Yes.
angle, and then since he has the illusionist bracers, he's just going to keep casting shape water to make a slight little an ice slide to go all the way down.
That's a bad idea.
It's gonna flume.
That is such a bad idea.
This is Ithram's first time in
We're gonna
legitimate
cool
snow.
runnings this shit.
Yep.
Oh my god.
When he gets to the bottom, it's just going to be powder.
So you
That doesn't stop you.
all watch as Ithram goes.
Well, I was stopping when I was getting to them.
Yeah, you do.
Your body keeps going.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
See, back when I was
20.
in Scouts, we used to go up to Mount Hood for winter camp, and there's the inner tube place up on Mount Hood, and some idiots would always wax their frickin' inner tubes.
Yep.
Those idiots would invariably get hurt some way.
Yep.
So
Because
you succeed the con save and only take 10 points of bludgeoning damage. As you bury yourself in the snow at the end of the slide.
and then we hear a clunk as there's like a tree down there.
There's just an Ithram-shaped hole in the snow.
It's like Bugs Bunny ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do not do this around the tree like in
He comes out, shakes himself off, and then shapes water the rest of it off.
Valdez,
Does the Dracolich spine blade have a sheath, or is it just a sword that I hang on my back?
it has a sling.
Yeah. That's
Are you
unfortunate.
trying to snowboard down on your sword?
I was like, do I have something that I could use as a snowboard in my inventory? Rod of Lordly Might doesn't turn into anything useful. The only weapon I have that's big enough would be the Dracolich spine blade, but it's a bare fucking sword.
You're standing on the flat. It's fine.
Slide
but
is
if
still
you
there.
slip-
The slide is still there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it points right at Ithram. You have a soft landing spot.
Yeah, just let me ride. Even if I don't fall off and get cut by my own sword, let me ride a sword tip first
Point
into
first.
Ithram.
Or, just don't ride the sword at all and ride the slide because it's gathering. He's not going to catch you at the bottom.
Ride the sword. Ride the sword. Ride
Okay,
the
she gets
sword.
to make a bad decision every once in a while. She's gonna ride the fucking sword.
You all watch.
Like use the sling to tie her feet down so she doesn't just go flying off of it and then just sort of tilt it.
No,
and
that's
go
a
down.
worse idea. You want to, if you crash a snowboard, you want to come off of it.
Okay.
Trust me.
Yeah, never mind then. Yeah, that's fair.
yeah,
That's
you
fair.
super do.
Make
But
it
you
dex-
want to have at least a little bit of hold so you don't just fall off of it as it's going down.
So
Sure.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Do these things.
Earth is just watching.
10.
It's like,
I use my inspiration.
All right.
This is the thing we're doing. Inspiration's helping nobody today.
God.
So all of you that are standing on the ground at the bottom also make a dexterity saving throw.
Is that she gets to make a stupid decision every now and then.
Oh, you throw him.
Casually just
Apparently, I didn't walk far enough away fast enough.
So Ithram, you take 12 points of slicing damage, or slashing damage, as Valdeth gets thrown off the sword, which then gets thrown into you.
Jeez.
You're like,
This is mine now.
you're like
You don't get
standing
this
up,
back
dusting
until you've
yourself
learned your
off.
lesson.
Sin and Ghent go, "Vroom."
just casually.
Like there are three of you here. These two go, "Vroom," and you're like, "What, guys? What are you doing?"
Yeah, I'm looking up. I'm like, all right, all the snow's out. What?
Oh no.
As Valdeth plants in the snow and the sword plants in you.
Which sword is this?
The Dracolich spine blade. To be fair, this is one of its uses. You're just not attuned to it, so it's not turning you into a dragon.
I'm keenly aware that one of its uses is to stab people. More so now, more than ever.
Oh no.
Oh,
All right. Well, now that we're all here,
I'm gonna
Reaches
cast
a
Cure
hand-
Wounds.
reaches a hand out
sword
to get Valdeth back up on her feet.
He takes it, probably still laughing.
I'm gonna cure wounds you, Ithram. Here you go.
Our wizard's bleeding in the snow.
Fucking
It
love snow
is-
days.
12 plus something else. Hang on. Let me check.
I love Sin off to one side going, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Sin is just suddenly getting a very deep perspective on exactly what his
What?
patron meant when he said, "These idiots need help."
Oh, he was right.
This
Again.
wasn't just Galadir being
15.
an ass as
Yeah, 15
usual.
hit points.
all right, sweet.
Which is more damage than you took.
No, it's not.
No, it's
No,
not.
because there was the 10 bludgeoning and then the 12
Yeah.
slashing.
Oh, yeah. So, more damage than the sword dealt to you.
You know, no, the
I
cure.
like how hard it's like. What I did was fixable.
That's me as a player.
Yeah.
You're
So yeah,
not hurting
Titania
anymore from
Titania
what
walks
I
over.
did.
Titania walks over, grabs your shoulder. You feel the
I do not walk over. I float
Titania
over
floats
and I reach
over,
down.
grabs your shoulder. You feel the warmth
Oh
of healing
my
magic
God.
as Gint grabs the sword and goes, jank!
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
And the sword back to Valdo.
Uh,
Yeah, love.
put it back.
You do realize
Okay.
we only have one Ithram?
Yes, but he's also been dealt much more grievous wounds than that.
Hmm.
And to be
May
quite
be the
frank,
case.
after all the insanity we've just been through, there was a moment of giving into impulse. They're a
Wouldn't
deep-
invoke him around here.
They're a deity for a reason.
Impulse smiles on this day.
I don't blame you for
Flinch.
your decision. I just request that next time you make such a decision, you make sure that I am far enough away as to not hit.
I'll make sure to
be
shout a
hit by
warning down
any-
next time.
Yes, not be hit by any. What's it? I can't think of the word now. Never mind.
All right. Darling.
Fascinating.
Cloud time.
All right. After
Windwalk.
after 10 minutes, or however long it takes.
It's a minute.
Is it? That number
Yeah, I think
changes
it's-
every time we reference the
I
spell.
think it's
so-
it's a minute. It's a minute.
Yeah.
Reverting takes 1 minute. Casting it takes a minute.
Okay. So after a minute, you all into clouds
Noom.
and begin to neum away. Numa, yay.
My yahi.
My yahi, my yaho.
Disintegrate.
And disintegrate.
No.
So you head east. You can see now that the sun is up. You can see much more of the hive of ruins than you could before, and it is a massive landscape of crumbled, destroyed buildings. It is my medicine's starting to wear off early, and I'm getting tired. This is why I got a higher dosage. You see this massive stretch of ruins stretching out ahead of you, or to the side of you, actually, as you're going to the east. And you can more clearly make out sort of the varying different architectural styles of different periods. You can actually see, like, both color and style, how the layers of this thing sort of fell apart. You can see, like from the ground up to here is a distinct color and style, and then from the ground, and then from that point over to here is a distinct color and style, and sort of like spreads out. Like, again, each civilization using the other as its own foundation until it couldn't, sustain itself, both societally and physically. And you do occasionally catch glimpses of figures inside the ruins. You never see them for more than a few seconds. But you do spot individuals sort of delving, coming up to get their bearings and then delving back down. It seems very easy to get lost in this hive. Eventually, after about 6 hours into your flight, actually no, you're moving way faster than that. About 3 hours into your flight, you spot a village. A collection of snow-covered huts and log cabins. Things that are very easily moved, and then things that are not at all easily moved. Nothing in between. It seems like the sort of the fur skin and tent huts and some ice huts are all built around a large central watchtower of this thing that seems like it might also be like a town hall of some kind. Like the sort of the town hall has a watchtower on top of it, and everything else spreads out from there.
Right.
You can see activity going on within the small town. It doesn't seem like there's much more than maybe 100 people in this particular location. Nothing that seems like, in accommodations or anything like that. But you get your first glimpse of a frontier town. Hardy men and women dressed in very thick, heavy doublets and furs and coats, very similar to the kind that you're seeing. I can't think of the name of Sin's current iteration.
Marith.
Much like the kind that Marith is wearing. It would be a bad idea to take another pill of Adderall this late in the day. I would be up all night.
Don't do it.
It's like eat the whole thing. I would be up forever.
Or up for a few more hours. And then never again.
I was going to say, and that's how John's heart exploded.
I'll stay up forever until forever comes to an end. Anyways. God. Wow. It's suddenly wearing off very fast. Let me catch my brain.
Take a break.
In a minute. Okay. Yeah, so you're seeing one of these frontier towns.
Okay.
Do you continue past it? Do you stop? Do you gather yourselves? What do you do?
Well, that's a decision we have to make through sign language, apparently.
Through cloud language.
Actually, no. I need to look this up again. I think I can only do it one at a time.
Or do you have telepathy as one of your invocations?
I have no, not that one. It's slightly different, but yes.
Did it once already.
With another creature within a specified range. Blah, blah, blah. It does say one person at a time. So Meredith goes around individually, person by person, and basically says, taking a vote in your head, taking a vote. Should we come down here or wait?
Roughly, where are we on the map at this point?
1
3
square
hours
over.
into the flight. Yeah.
I was gonna say we've only gone 1 square. Gen's gonna vote. Keep going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Okay.
Alright.
So then that gets passed around and we
So you keep going. After the remaining, so that was 3 hours in the fight. After the remaining
5.
5, you find yourself once again out amongst the wilderness. No villages in sight as the spell wears off, and you all land on a small snowdrift.
I'm gonna do Druidcraft real quick just to check on the weather and make sure something like a big storm or something isn't gonna come through while we're traveling, because I just want to check.
The door will be vertical this time.
There are always blizzards happening in this area.
Okay.
There's not one on you immediately, but there will be one that passes before the next dawn.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
Aye, let's make as much distance as we can so we can try and have as much time on our side as possible.
Okay.
I agree.
I think it storms here every so often. She's holding this little snow globe. Okay. And I'll cast Windwalk again.
Keep that in mind for our landing location. If we need to land somewhere in the middle of a storm, try and find somewhere with an overhang or something.
Okay. Do you want to try and rest in the ruins, or
you're the one with the sense of whether something is wrong.
If we're like within, I imagine we're kind of like going along the side of the ruins, like using it as a navigational aid, like following the river. So I imagine it's within sight of us.
Yes.
It wouldn't be to add too much time to like just detour over the edge of it, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I can pass. When we get close to the end, I can pass over and see if it feels weird.
Very well.
Sure. And I'll Windwalk again.
All right.
Keep going.
At about hour 7 of this time.
Of the next Windwalk or total?
Of this next Windwalk.
Okay.
At about hour 7, you see in the distance a much larger encampment than the one you passed earlier. This one looks like it probably has, maybe 500-600 people that probably live there on a regular basis. And it also has 3 of these large watchtower / town hall structures. There are also a few more permanent structures than just those 3 scattered throughout. Some that look like they're establishments of some kind, though you don't see any signs or anything like that. Well, you don't see any signs on any of the buildings. You do see one sign that's sort of out to the south, like a large wooden construction pointed south. And you do see that there is a divot, like a regularly traveled divot in the snow, that looks like it might be a road heading south.
I'm gonna.
If Sin makes, or if what name is he going by now? If Meredith makes a pass for a vote, Gent will vote to stop and look around this spot. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They're doing that regularly as when we encounter things. Just as, because it doesn't hurt anything to ask. Just as a hey, here, not in sort of a nagging way, but
every time we see a place we might want to stop at, confirm if we want to stop there. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, Valith will also agree that we should stop here for a minute. And that would put us here-ish? Because what, 2? 1, 2, 1, 2?
Yeah, to put you roughly here.
Okay.
Not bad.
About halfway.
Which is about where we wanted to be, because it was over here on the coast, but the entire Kingdom of Oldor stretched basically this whole half.
Yeah.
So now would probably be a good time to start looking for a guide.
Or at least see if we're in the area, yeah. So, yeah. Land and revert.
Yeah, land outside of the settlement and like walk in.
On which side of the settlement?
Outside
South.
where that sign is at.
Southern.
South
Yeah.
side.
Like we come up from the
You
road.
swoop around. As you swoop around, you can see that on the far side of the sign, covered in snow and damaged from the weather and various other things, is a large wooden sign that just says, "Welcome to Snowstrand."
Oh. At least
Snowstrand.
they expect
Delightful.
some sort of travelers, unless it's sarcastic.
This is probably the only town here that people visit, one of the larger places.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, it's the biggest one we've seen. Okay. Head
All
on
right.
in.
All right.
you
yes.
all-
Let's.
Are you all dressed warmly? I know.
Yes, very warmly.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because it is very cold.
Mhm.
It has only gotten colder the further you've gone. But you
In continental climates.
you enter into the town. The town of Snowstrand is definitely the largest. I mean, it's not the largest town you've ever seen. It's smaller than Grifftop. Like it's actually it's probably smaller than the farming community that you saved from the first necromancer you fought. With you'd estimate again roughly 500 people. Not very much. All of them dressed in this very rugged, frontier gear, designed to stay warm and be protective in the cold. As you come in, you see that this is definitely a place where travelers do come. There are, again, more solid buildings, more long-term structure here, with more signage. More places that seem like they're meant for tourists or people who aren't from the area to come in. Including one, there is a sort of like an ice hut, that like a smaller ice hut that's sort of like chiseled out of a snowbank right at the front of the town, just south of one of the watchtowers, and carved into the snow is just the word information.
Perfect. That looks like what we need to go to.
Excellent.
You walk up, and there is a small window, a door on one side, and a bell on the counter where the window's at.
Walk up. Take a peek inside. Ding the bell.
You take a peek inside. There doesn't seem to be anybody in there. When you ding the bell, all of a sudden there is the slightly disproportionately shaped face of a halfling right in front of you. Hello!
Hello.
Like, uncomfortably close.
Right.
Hello!
Hi.
Hello.
Ah,
Welcome, travelers!
Welcome. Thank you. We are in search of a guide. We have just traveled long way north to get here, and are looking for someone to take us a little bit further.
If you're looking for a guide, you're not looking in the right place. The Snowstrand is the single best place for guides in this area. Where are you be coming from?
A ways away, all the way across from Sinesicare.
I feel like Sin was about to take that.
Fair.
Yup. It's all good.
Oh, you come from Sinisicaire, you say? That's a wee bit away, isn't it? Well, we can probably put you up for a few nights if you like. But you're looking for a guide. Where are you looking to go? You looking to go to the ruins? Looking for a bit of adventure? Spot of treasure hunting?
Valeth looks at Sin to see if they're gonna take this one again. And
They just
we're looking for the ruins of a specific one of the old kingdoms. Uldur. If that's a known name.
In the back of Sin's head. Damn it, he was right again.
what?
I was like in the back of Sin's head. Damn it, he was right again. Looking for Uldur. That's one of the deep ones. That's one of the old deep kingdoms. You're looking for a very specific kind of guy there, aren't you? Well, I'm sure we can find you something. Now, if you're looking for food, merriment, place to stay, there are a couple of good places here in town. And if you're looking for a guide, I definitely recommend the places that aren't good in town. Because the people that tend to come back from the ruins and make the best guides tend to be kind of rat bastards that you don't want to let into your bar.
Right.
Mm.
So,
of course.
So, my recommendation for a good place to stay. Hang on 1 second. While I grab my name generator.
That sounds like an odd device.
It is. It's a very odd device. For a good place to stay, you're going to look for the Tired Squash.
Ooh. I like Oliver.
Don't ask for the squash.
Why not?
Is it tired?
They spelled tire with a Y. And if you don't know what that means, you'll find out if you ask.
We'll just keep that in mind.
And if you're looking for a place that is not so good, look for the Nifty Pub.
Okay.
All right.
Now, you'll find the Nifty Pub just on the northern side of the town. It's one of the very few log cabins on that end of the village. Be careful, because that's where all the treasure hunters come back to drink after they get done with the treasure hunting. Meanwhile, the Tired Squash, that's going to be on the western side of town. It's a 2-story facility. Part ice hut, part log cabin. Has very fine accommodations, very quiet, so long as you don't partake of the squash.
Very well, thank you. Very appreciated.
Not a problem. If you need any more information, just ring the bell. And he disappears. You didn't see him leave.
Right.
He didn't,
vanish.
he didn't like magically disappear either. Like there was no puff of smoke, there was no effect.
He's just not there
not
anymore.
there anymore.
Yeah.
Huh.
Kent raises an eyebrow.
What was that, Cody?
So this is a Meeseek spell. He's only existent until he answers our questions.
If you don't let me help you, I'll just become depressed. I've lived too long for Meeseeks.
Some of us should go to obtain lodgings. Some of us should go to the pub.
We have lodgings. We can pick a building to put it behind. One that shields us from the wind, perhaps.
Indeed.
Do you want to do that here? That'll draw attention.
If anybody sees us, but we're not doing anything, or we could go out to the edge of town. Have a campsite out there.
Will it
Nobody's
really?
curious.
If we get a room inside the ice hut or log cabin thing, and simply do it under the bed, will we really be making that much
No.
draw that much attention.
Also, isn't the door invisible when it's closed?
Yes.
Doesn't even have to be under anything at that point.
I feel like if we're trying to not attract undue attention, it would be a bit odd if we just walked back out. Taking a room at the inn or a couple
Is
rooms,
not a bad
honestly,
idea.
it's not going to set us back that much. And yes,
Normal would probably be a good idea.
I'll go with whoever's getting information.
I'll go to, so that will be us.
2 rooms then.
2 would probably be sufficient.
2 should be fine.
Gen's going to be the last one to walk away, though. He'll linger behind and just kind of look at the counter and stuff, and then just take out a single gold coin and set it on the counter.
It's gone.
Thank you again. And he leaves.
The halfling was like, damn it, I had to put pants on for 30 seconds.
Look, if it's doing my job or also getting paid for doing my job, I'll put on pants again.
Yeah. So I'm headed to the Tired Squash.
All right, so Itham's heading to the Tired Squash. Titania?
I really want to drink. I'm going to go to the pub.
All right, going to the pub. Valdez?
The Nifty Pub was where we were going to be able to find like an actual guide, and the Tired
Correct.
Squash was
Mhm.
a place for a room.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
And mysterious vegetables, which I'm also very curious about.
Just to not have Ithram be going alone, Valdeth will go to the Tired Squash.
All right. And Sen's going to the Nifty Pub.
Correct.
And Gent's going to the
Oh.
Nifty Pub.
Oh, can you ask about the squash?
Are Gent and Sen going to the Nifty Pub with Titania or coincidental to Titania?
I feel like it sounds coincidental to me.
A little bit, yeah.
Like going in the same direction.
Titania, change your mind halfway through.
But that
No.
squash.
No, just
So, like,
immediately.
I think she like wavers for a minute and then will like follow after them. So she's gonna come
Okay.
into the pub
Okay.
after you two
Okay.
get there.
Okay.
I think that's how it goes down.
So, we'll start with the Tired Squash. So, Ithram and Valdeth, you get over to this part ice hut, part log cabin. There's a small sign out. There's the Tired Squash. No fancy graphics, just the words. You do notice that there is some form of like covered garden, like greenhouse thing out back.
Yeah, step inside.
Go inside. It's significantly warmer inside than it is outside. You actually feel the heat buffer as you step through the door. There's a roaring fire on one side, a few people sitting at various chairs and tables throughout the interior, eating food, having conversation. The hustle and bustle of the room goes dead silent as the two of you step in.
Naturally.
All
Puff,
eyes
puff.
turn to you.
Snow off. Walk up to the barkeep, the tavern innkeep.
Yeah, there is a very hairy dwarf sitting at the far end, long blonde beard tied into various knots with torques all through it, heavily decorated and waxed mustache, long braided blonde hair in the back, bushy eyebrows. Why, hello there. I'm Matilda, keeper of the Tired Squash. How might I help you?
Good evening. I'm Ithram. We were looking to rent 2 rooms for the night.
2 rooms for the night? Well, are you looking for ice rooms or log rooms?
Log rooms.
Log rooms, all right. 2 log rooms will cost you 5 silver apiece.
All right. I'll hand over a gold.
So you takes the gold. She hands you your keys. Are you needing anything else in addition to the rooms, love?
I believe we should be fine. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
We could probably stand to get a meal or waiting for the others to get back.
I believe we have. Yes, we can get the meal.
Well, if it's a meal you want, we'll bring you a menu and you can take a look through it.
Oh. Sit
You
down
go-
at the bar then.
You go find it. You sit at the bar, find a table. Eventually, a menu is placed in front of you. On it is a wide variety of staple foods. Nothing fancy, nothing particularly attention-catching. And then on one side, there is just like sort of like a subsection cut out of the menu. It just says the tired squash, and it is a picture of a squash in some sort of like ring of rubber, like it's holding it. And it just says underneath, guaranteed to energize you for all those long nights.
Do they have mutton?
Oh, that type of squash.
They do have mutton.
All right, yeah. Ithram just gets mutton.
Like I said, it's a squash in a tire. Yeah, Valdeth will get some meat as well.
All right. You both get mutton. Meanwhile, the other three of you, well, two of you, walk up to the nifty pub. You can see the ruins to the north as you approach it. Very clear. It's, there is definitely this is like the first stop as you get back into town from the ruins kind of thing. It's a small log cabin. Again, sign outside just says the nifty pub in letters, nothing else. However, as you approach, a body gets thrown through a window into the snow. And from inside you hear, "Oh, I don't want any more of you, you rat bastard!" As this body sort of hits the ground, crawls a little bit, and then collapses.
Oh, okay, let's go. Does it look like it's still breathing?
Make a medicine check.
Ooh, I'm real good at those. Holy shit, yes I am.
Definitely looks like they're still breathing. Like, looks like they probably are just mostly drunk and started a fight and just got thrown the fuck out.
Okay, good. Because when you said a body gets thrown through a window, I was like, a cadaver?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Well, he did say that they're the kind of the people who are best at navigating the ruins are the kind of rat bastards you wouldn't want in the pub. And this guy was literally introduced to us as a rat bastard.
Right, who was not wanted in a pub.
Yeah.
Visual storytelling.
Yeah. Meredith
That's how that
walks up
goes.
and sort of crouches down next to him. Are you all right?
There's just a lob of a loogie that just goes past your face into the snow.
Delightful. Is that a yes?
What manner of creature are you? This fucking hammered dwarf is just sort of staring up at you bleary-eyed. He's got like half a beard, not and it's like vertical, not like it's just like he's like somebody started shaving him on one side and didn't finish. There are like sort of nick and cuts on that side. You can see a very intricate series of facial tattoos that were mostly hidden by the beard until it was shaved away on the one side. It's not like a long, thick beard or anything like that. It's just like sort of a short, rugged beard, but half of it's gone. Definitely some cuts and bruises around the face, and just eyes are red.
Right. The kind who's looking for someone to guide them into the ruins to, I'm sorry, what's the name of the place again?
Uldur?
Uldur.
Looking for a guide, are ya?
I am.
Well, Crunchy Belmonder is just the kind of guy for you.
Is that you, or is that someone else?
That'd be me.
Delightful.
Crunchy Belmonder.
Eldest of the Belmonders.
Crunchy, my name is
Marith.
Marith.
Now, is that Crunchy or Crunchy?
Crunchy.
Crunchy Belmonder.
Love it.
Any relation to the Belmonts?
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, so you're the Belmont.
I'm Marith. This is my associate. The person walking past you as they are headed to the pub is another associate.
Tanya,
I wave to
walk
Tanya.
Hi.
What do you?
We would potentially be interested in your services. Do you have experience going to Uldur?
I do.
Wonderful.
Me and old 13 of me brothers go there regular, like.
Excellent.
Of course, I'm the
Is
only
this
one
guy
that
lying?
made it back recently. Make an insight check.
Yeah, I will insight check that as well.
Damn, I am rolling like a champ today.
Is he too drunk to lie effectively?
That's twice now that you've gotten a 20 and I got a 19 on the same roll.
Right?
Or no, I got a 13. Never mind. I don't know why I thought that was a 19. Oh, I saw 26 minus 7.
Again, I mean, he's not strictly speaking lying, but it's hard to tell how accurate he is because of the drunk.
Right.
Like, yeah, sure, he's been there. Maybe he believes he's been there.
Okay.
At this point
all
in
right.
time, he believes he's been there. Yeah, same. At this point in time, he believes he has been there and can guide you there and back. Whether or not that will remain accurate once he's not drunk, if he ever gets not drunk, you've no idea.
Right. Okay.
Belmonder's name is as good as his game, and that's second to none.
Delightful. Do you need us to carry you anywhere to sleep at all?
That pot over there.
That can be done. And would you mind helping?
Fine. We're just going to hire the first person we happen to trip over?
Yes, in this case.
You get him
We've
over.
got a whole pub full of... Never mind.
You get him over to this, what looks like it's probably like somebody's garden pot, like they're trying to grow something just outside. He straightens up. I got this, thank you very much. And he begins pissing in the pot.
Delightful. I look back over at Gent and telepathically, I think this is I think that somebody who is that drunk and has been there, which it sounds believable that he is, either one of two things: has seen some shit and made it back.
I mean, he's seen piss right about now.
Oh, live long
Anyway,
today
keep going.
That's
when
fixable.
you get back home and the bunny wee lasses.
That's delightful. Has either actually been there and seen some things, and is drinking to forget, or is celebrating a successful.
All right.
Well, I'm here. Question. Would I be correct in understanding that the information provided to the welcome halfling is more or less accurate information?
I have no idea.
Okay. About where we're from, quote unquote, and the like.
Oh, for that side of things.
Yes.
As far as I know, Valdeth didn't exactly tell any lies. Thinking back.
I said we're from Sinestacare, which is the continent that Taram
Right.
is on.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's vague, but it's accurate.
Very well. I just wanted to make sure I understood what the situation was.
Yes, I think we're playing vague but accurate.
That is a choice. You're refugees from a city where you're instrumental in the bringing back of a god being.
My
That's
body
specific,
lies over
but
the
accurate.
ocean. My body, he's
I
still
think
peeing.
perhaps it might be a good idea to pick an alternate location to tell people that you are from, because this entity, which you are very open on your desire to overthrow and defeat, if possible, which I am 100% on board with, may be aware of this fact and may be searching for you. And being a godlike being may have eyes and ears in many places. Just
Valid.
a thought.
No, valid.
I understand you're mercenary. You're of used to operating very publicly and very openly.
Some of us are.
In general.
Some of us are. Probably a good topic to bring up in the
Yes.
rooms tonight.
That is what I was thinking.
But seriously, we're going to just hire the first person we tripped over.
Absolutely.
The stream finally stops.
Not lying that this will probably be interesting, possibly crossing over into entertaining to some extent.
Uh-huh.
Other priorities are sometimes considered in hiring choices.
And if he turns out to be incompetent, he at least has some information that we can pry from him to do it by ourselves.
Fair enough. All right.
He is too reckless and distasteful to be the wrong kind of dangerous.
Fair enough.
Either one of you seen my beard?
It's on your chin.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
You are quite welcome. I like this man.
Ah. All right, well, that'll show them. So, me rates are 5 gold a day.
All right. We'll pay you upon our safe return.
You'll pay me upon my safe exit of this fucking village.
Not a fan of the local color, are we?
There's no color except what I just put in that pot over there.
How are we going to pay you upon exit if we don't know how many days it's going to take?
Pay me on the day, then.
That we can
That's
probably do.
acceptable.
That we should be able to do just fine.
As you then hear in your head, and also, should he prove incompetent or traitorous, we can't always just leave his body somewhere.
Well,
Right.
Mr. Crunchy.
So when you leaving?
It's like getting onto sunset right now, right?
Yeah, basically.
First thing in the morning.
Good. Give me some time to go back and drink some more.
I think I'll follow you. I'm interested.
I am very excited to see this.
Also, you can, potentially verify his credentials by the rest of the bar.
Exactly.
He
Right.
dusts himself off. Straightens himself out.
If he can make his way back in there and they keep him, they can't make him leave, I feel very confident in my decision.
That's reasonable. That's reasonable. This is definitely a good trial.
He starts walking towards the bar. He gets about halfway there and just stops.
Did you
Belmendo?
forget something? I adore this man. Reach out, shake him a bit.
He'll die of exposure if you don't.
Where are you coming from, you fucking worm?
I believe they're in the bar.
Point me at him.
And I'm going to push him into the bar so he can get in a fight with people.
Who never saw him since he exited through a window.
And that's where we're gonna take a quick break.
Hey!
Remember, if you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned for these commercial messages. Also, remember, when we take our break, you take your break, so stand up, stretch your legs, wander around, however you want to do.
I'm helping!
And we'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. So, Titania.
Yes.
You walked past Gint and Sin standing over what looked to be some sort of collapsed body.
Yep.
Into the tavern.
Got that. Yep.
Inside, you find a raucous, loud, and eventful pub. There are a number of people chattering, talking, hitting things with bottles, throwing darts, throwing chairs, throwing people, having drinks, having other things all over the place. It all sort of slightly quiets down as some of them look over towards you, but most of them just don't really give a shit and continue on with their activities. At the bar, there is a large orc who is just sort of polishing a glass, occasionally reaching out and just grabbing a patron by the throat and shoving them off a bar stool. But otherwise sort of maintaining the order of the bar space at the very least.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go over there.
All right, go to the bar.
Yep.
This large orc looks down at you. Well, welcome to the nifty pub. What can I do for you?
It's very nifty.
Thank you.
I'm looking to purchase some. What do you have here? Any specials?
Whiskey.
Okay. Wait a second for like any other lists of things.
Beer.
Okay.
Ale.
Right. Which would you recommend?
Looks you up and down. Beer.
Can I try the whiskey actually?
Sure.
Cool. How much?
3 copper.
I'll
Reaches
hand
down,
over 3 copper. Yeah.
pulls up a small glass, puts it down, pours some whiskey into it, slides it over to you. Takes the 3 copper.
Right. Do you have like a toast saying here? I've never been. I'm new.
No.
Right. She will take she'll throw the shot back.
All right, you throw the shot back. You've never tasted rubbing alcohol before, but you imagine this is what it tastes like. As your eyes start to burn, you cough a little bit. Oh, you should have gone with the beer.
Yeah, probably. That's very strong.
It is.
Do people drink a lot of that here?
Yep.
Most people get a beer. A beer. I need to wash the taste out of my mouth.
Reaches down under the bar, pulls out a much larger glass, pours a beer into it, hands it over.
I'll sip some of that.
It's bitter, but it's fine. Like it's it's a fairly standard quality beer as opposed to the rubbing alcohol whiskey.
Yep.
When you live in the frozen north, you need anything to warm you up, even if it's just basically raw alcohol.
Yep. It's been an interesting couple days. She's gonna start bar conversation with this barkeep. It's been an interesting couple days. We're actually looking for a lich's phylactery. That's, we think it's around somewhere in those ruins out there. Hi, Jeremy.
You're outside hiring a bad decision.
I'm well aware.
I know. You haven't heard anything that sounds like a lich, like that would be, seeking eternal, I don't know, Solacin building a castle of solitude out in the middle of the waste because some girl rejected him.
Nope.
No?
Anya has
No.
met her nemesis, someone who doesn't talk.
That's
or
okay,
her
actually.
best friend.
Yeah, that's also fine. She's pretty good either way. No. Anything particularly weird out there that you've heard of?
Yep.
Or not? Does people... Okay, never mind.
But he said yup. That was a nod.
Yeah, he said yep.
Oh, he said yup.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Doors.
Doors?
Doors go wrong places.
Mm.
You open one door. You go through. You come out another door.
Oh.
Doors go wrong places.
That sounds rough.
Mm. Another beer?
Yes, please.
Another beer. At this point, there is a commotion at the door. Which one of you fuckers did it? I'm gonna tear your eyes out your ass! As this wild, insane, half-shaven, drunken dwarf just comes barreling in, sights up the first person he can kind of see, and just flying tackles.
Earth just walking in after, just like leaning in the door frame to watch.
Kent comes in and immediately grabs the nearest open seat to Titania.
Was that the guy on the ground?
Don't look at it.
Too late.
I beat you so bad your mother's first son cousin couldn't fucking identify you by the teeth. He's just
Do you
yelling
want
at this
him
point.
in one piece?
Sorry, what was that? I missed what Titania said.
Oh, do you want him in one piece? What were you?
I'm trying to determine if we're doing this for entertainment purposes or just because we didn't have a better idea.
The glass flies between you and shatters on the bar. The barkeep just sort of leans over, cleans it off, and then leans back.
I'm just casually walking around, going over and sitting next to my party members. I'm not disappointed yet.
I believe you.
I don't like him very much.
Really, I adore him. He might be my new favorite person in the world. And look, he's handling himself just fine.
That's crunchy. The orc says.
Crunchy.
Crunchy.
Oh, hello.
Crunchy. Oh.
One of them bellmenders.
What sort of reputation do these bellmenders have, locally speaking? Right. Well.
Bellmender's good for two things. Finding treasure pissing in pots.
The good news is we have need of one of those things.
Okay, I think I'm done here.
So what sort of drinks do we have here, sir?
Whiskey. Beer.
Get the beer.
Ale.
Can I get a beer and an ale, please?
I'll take an ale.
Pulls up a large
The
glass.
ale was for you.
Oh. Very well.
Pours a beer into it. Pours up a slightly fatter glass. Pours an ale into it.
Slide that to...
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. How much do I owe you, sir?
Copper apiece.
Slides those across the bar.
2 coppers, and you get a fine beer and a fine ale.
Perfect.
Excellent.
It's fine.
Not
Fine.
good. It's not bad. It's fine.
Fine. It's a Corolla.
Michelob Ultra.
Or is light.
I'm gonna head back.
Very well.
All right.
The
Tell
fight.
Valdeth we'll be along.
The
Okay.
fight has spread out into the street. Crunchy's not doing bad. He's got like a table.
say-
He's got like a table leg that he broke off and is beating somebody into unconsciousness with.
Okay.
Tell me that he will not be useful.
We can always throw him in front of a ghoul and run the other direction.
And apparently they find treasure. We are looking for treasure.
Yes.
There was another half to that equation, though.
We can bring a pot. Maybe the Lich has a pot that he can
It
use.
wasn't. Unfortunately, it was not specific in terms of. We're looking for specific treasure.
Yes, absolutely. But he does say that he's been there.
He does.
I'm just saying, he's clearly better than anybody in this bar, which is where we were in terms of handling himself.
Oh, well.
Except for maybe our friend here.
There's like a hip hip
Who-
There's like a hip hip hooray sound. It's like hup hup hut, and Crunchy
Ow.
goes out the window again.
Look how many people it took to get him out, though. I look up at the orc. Do you do expeditions into the ruins to specifically a place called Uldir?
Nope.
Uldur?
Manbar.
I'm sorry?
Nope.
He mans the bar.
Oh. Right.
And yes. Well. Usually I'm not a hard sell.
You know what? Even if we find somebody else, I will pay to have him come along with us. I will pay the 5 gold a day.
All right. Well. Are we going to give him the other room at the Tired Squash?
Oh no, he lives here. He can find his own room for the night. He specifically said once we leave town.
All right. Well,
We
if
don't owe him anything until he gets to the edge of town.
this is true. If you think he'll be sober enough to remember he's been hired tomorrow, I'll
He'll remember.
All right.
Because I will say it into his brain when we see him next. That part's unspoken.
That part's in your brain. So, Titania, you leave.
Yep.
You see the dwarf into the snow.
Yep. Keep walking away. I'm going back to the squat. I'm going back to or
You go
following
the tired
where they
squash.
headed off to. Yeah, to that tired squash.
You go to the tired squash where Valdeth and Ithram are eating mutton.
Wait, there's a garden outside. I'm stopping. I want to look at it.
There's a greenhouse out back. It's closed.
Oh, I want to peer in.
You look in. It's kind of it's very clearly like a temperature controlled space where they are growing squash.
Okay.
We grow squash and nothing but squash.
Cool.
They grow squash and squash
I head in. Hello.
Squash
The
and
alcohol is
squash
starting to hit.
products.
Valdeth and in contrast to the nifty pub, Valdeth and Ithram just sitting at a table having a nice meal with some good drink.
Yeah,
I need food.
they have plenty.
Sit down.
It's quite good.
They have a menu here.
Okay.
You see the menu, bunch of standard stuff, and then the squash.
I point toward it. I really want to try. I'm very curious. There's a greenhouse outside. Did you see?
You're welcome to give it a shot.
Okay.
It's
I
not
have
the greenhouse.
poison resistance now, I think. So.
Let's hope you don't need it.
That's what to say.
So Gint and Sin, how long are you guys staying at the Nifty Pub?
Probably not too long.
Oh, literally only as long as it takes to finish this beer that I paid a very overpriced copper for.
I don't think there's a coin smaller than a copper.
No, and that should tell you something.
And so
They
you
could have done a 2-for-1 deal. Is what
so you finish your beer and your ale. You leave. Crunchy's in the snow.
laying down. So we will find you tomorrow then. Kick lightly. Yes, we'll find you tomorrow. Let's go.
Punchy died out there in the snow.
As we're walking out, it's like, good news. If he dies, we can find somebody else.
Or one of his mythical brothers.
Yes. But if he dies, we will have wasted the entire evening. I don't know why I'm such a pessimist right now, or cynic, or whatever the proper...
Well, you did lose your entire town and an ally and
all your money,
much more.
It's because Valdeth has hit the stage of everything around me is falling apart, where she becomes the person who is like just having fun and being reckless when she's normally the cynic. So you have to sort of take that place.
Yeah, that's probably actually pretty fair.
Yeah, no, fair.
Oh no. If we must go back to the bar and find another useless guide, it will take us a whole 10 minutes.
You have me there.
So, you all reconvene at roughly the time that the squash is delivered to Titania.
I'm very curious.
You all see...
Please tell me how it is.
It is a lovely, plump squash. The sort of perfectly hourglass-shaped squash.
Excellent.
With this band of molded rubber around the middle of it, seemingly holding the hourglass shape in place.
Sounds like a very bad idea.
And it smells interesting. It smells baked.
It smells like a tire fire.
You see, in order to vulcanize the rubber.
Is anyone else eating these in this place?
Nope.
Okay.
Everyone else learned.
I'm gonna take a knife and fork, cut a slice, and see what's up.
How much effort does it take to cut?
Squash or rubber?
Make an athletic.
The squash.
Make an athletics check.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I've had this squash. Foul food that it is.
21.
It takes a little bit of effort, and you
Okay.
definitely see the knife begin to bend, and then you get into it. You manage to cut
Okay.
a chunk out of this hardened exterior of squash.
As everybody's just sort of watching you at the table.
I'm gonna take a small sliver off
Mhm.
and eat it.
Tastes fine.
Oh, it's pretty good. I haven't had squash in a while. It's not the season. I'll eat some more.
Okay. There's no Constitution saving throw.
I'm immune to being poisoned.
Good thing it's not a poison.
Okay.
After a
It's a
while,
curse.
it's not a curse. You begin to feel warm and flustered.
Ah, right. That is what they meant.
Yep, that's what they said.
As you begin to feel your heartbeat increase, and you feel particularly enthusiastic, shall we say, towards beings of flesh.
Okay.
Amorous, one might
Amorous.
even suggest.
Well, amorous implies that it's sort of an emotional need that you have. No.
You describe amorous
is more-
very differently than I do.
There is no emotion in this need. It is physical,
This is biological.
and it is increasing.
As
Okay.
the squash is a potent aphrodisiac.
Room now. I take the rest of the squash with me.
Well, that was interesting.
think she's getting sick.
I should
Nope.
probably go check on her.
I
Valdez
drag-
says
I was
don't
gonna
think
say, I'm pretty
didn't make
sure
that
you
clear.
both
I
just got
drag
dragged
all of you
off.
with me.
Oh, all
Room
of everyone.
now. I take the rest of the squash with me.
Titania grabbed Valdeth, Gant, Ithram, and Sen.
How many arms do you have?
I've got a staff now, and yeah. So I'm gonna
Two
try and
hands, one of
scoop
you are in a
as many-
crook.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I've got that much of a wingspan, basically.
All
What
right.
roll to figure out what the fuck is going
Yeah,
on?
I'm gonna insight check this.
Medicine.
nonsense.
Insight.
I read the description of the squash. I don't
Yeah.
think I have to roll for this.
3. I
Gant,
spent
Good job,
all
guys.
my medical insight determining whether Crunchy Bellmender was breathing.
Congratulations.
19.
19. Titania has entered what you would term in most other animalistic species as heat.
On just a second. Yep, why not? I cast Misty Step. Whoomp.
So, Titania, you drag 3 people back to the bedroom.
That's okay.
That's
I'm
all
not
I
gonna
need.
go back for nothing. Yeah.
I'll cast the mansion in one of the rooms and then exit.
And then retreat. A night
Back.
is had along with Squash and Gent and Valdeth.
Yep.
It does not touch the squash.
Titania finishes it off. By the morning, the 2 of you are dead. Titania, you're still wired.
Okay. I've been awake for approximately then what, like 24 hours? maybe?
Very long, and you're
Okay.
starting to hallucinate now.
Okay, cool. I did not get a rest, I'm assuming.
No, you did not.
Okay.
We did, I'm assuming.
Sin and Ithram got a long rest. Gent and Valdeth got a short rest.
Good enough.
Is that
I wasn't.
No,
I
it's
wasn't.
not.
I wasn't down anything.
exhaustion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Titania
You need
has.
a long rest at least once every 24 hours.
Yeah,
otherwise-
both of you get.
Yeah.
Both of you have a level of exhaustion. Titania does not have a level of exhaustion yet.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You're gonna
Cool.
get 12 as soon as you come down.
Hi. Wake up.
Oh, everything hurts.
Not for you, Titania. It feels great.
Oh
get
no,
out-
I think you just have to stretch, really. Just do this.
At the door.
There's a knock on the door.
Yes? Hello? What?
Busy.
Very well, but we do have to leave at some point.
Sorry, the look on Jack's face was like, "Save me, please."
Oh no. I don't need saving. I know her safe words.
You have 30 minutes. We are on a mission to save the world and stop a lich and stuff.
More than enough time. She has not taken in the rest of that sentence. 30 minutes. Okay.
Gent
And
and
is getting dressed and getting Titania dressed as well, forcibly
She's
if necessary.
resisting.
Gent, give me a
She is
Gent and
resisting.
Valdeth, give me a nature check.
Sure.
what
I'm using my inspiration.
what drug can be used to counteract?
I don't have any inspiration left.
Jesus Christ!
You used all your natural 20s way too early.
Apparently.
With an 8,
Not by choice, but apparently.
Gent with an
Yep.
8, something is wrong.
You're right. Okay.
Like
You
this
think?
isn't just Titania's natural libido.
I am somewhat exhausted though. Oh shit! I'm at disadvantage. We're at disadvantage for the. Well, I mean.
Which means you're actually at another roll for your inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah, no, legit. Because right now you're at a 1.
Yeah. But that was nature.
Oh, with a 20. So again, yeah, that
Yeah.
squash is not not natural. B
Right.
seems to be pushing Titania's like libido and everything else into overdrive. And C, if you don't find a way to purge it from her, you're pretty certain she's going to just cram herself to 6 levels of exhaustion and die.
I was gonna say this. Oh, this is that episode of Buffy.
Yep. Oh my god.
Like she
The
hasn't
worst non-season 4 episode of Buffy.
Right?
she hasn't slowed down at all. You need to find some way to get it out of her system.
All right. Well, I'm dressed. She's resisting. I'm going out and downstairs.
Marith is just sort of outside the door, just sort of leaning up against the wall, smoking on a pipe.
Again, looks like he's been run ragged.
Are we leaving anytime soon?
Only if we're going to walk out and let our druid fuck herself to death.
Not words I expected to wake up to this morning.
Not words I ever expected to say.
Very well.
Would you be so kind as to figure out what sort of scam and shake down the bartender? Or we need to figure out if there's an antidote to a squash that's wrapped in rubber.
I will take other words I didn't expect to hear this morning.
Oh, remind me to tell you about the monkey's paw
5
sometime.
gold.
Good times, good times.
That said, I am certainly glad that that's where you took I need you to in this situation. If you'll excuse me, I will go have a conversation with the bartender.
The door,
Or whoever's in charge of this place.
Yeah.
The door opens, an arm snakes out, grabs Gant, yanks him back in.
Now, I think
Fingernails scratching against the wall.
If Valdeth is still in the room, then that's that.
I'm fairly certain that Valdeth at this point, because even if she is like having a wild streak right now because she's coping, is still going to be the responsible one and physically restrain Titania if she has to.
You're going to have to.
Athletics checks. Well,
The good thing she's good at those.
while Sin goes downstairs.
Disadvantage.
I have advantage though, so it's a normal roll.
Okay. Good
There
for
you
you.
go.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, you managed to pin Titania down, though Titania kind of enjoys it. Sin, you get downstairs. There is a different person at the bar than last night. This
Good
one is sort of
morning.
like a wiry elf. Yes, good morning.
I have a curiosity question for you. In purely hypothetical terms,
Mm-hmm.
if one were to have tried the squash and it is not wearing off,
Oh. Yes, you should consult your physician if you have a squash that lasts longer than 4 hours.
what if it is our physician who had the squash?
Ah. Can happen sometimes.
How do we counteract this?
Well, there's a topical cream that can be applied to the excited areas, and it will reduce the effect.
You sell this topical cream for an exorbitant price, don't you?
Only 10 gold.
An incredibly exorbitant price.
Let's say for
Very well.
like a regular person's money, that is an exorbitant price.
Very well.
How much was the squash itself?
It's like 5 copper.
Yeah.
Here's $5 for the aphrodisiac. 1,000 for the cure.
Something like that. Yep, I will gently place 10 gold on the counter.
He hands you a small vial of white liquid.
Thank you very much. How long does it take for this to take effect?
About half an hour.
Delightful, if you will excuse me.
All right.
As Gareth makes his way upstairs. The door just opens and just a hand with a vial goes in.
Elith reaches out, grabs
Read
it.
that on the
No,
affected...
you're busy
Oh no!
restraining.
Yeah. So because Valdeth is so short, the image in my head is that she has Titania bent over backwards over her shoulders in like a reverse full Nelson, just like bent over back with her legs off the ground.
Sort of like a backslide pin position.
Kind of, yeah. But in the air rather than pinning.
Apply to the affected areas.
Her brain?
My God!
What is all this racket?
Her bits, you fucking idiot.
Apply to the affected area, and then later, at the inopportune moment, provide the provider of this with 10 gold that it costs for bribery. Not to relate this incident to anyone else.
Gent's going to make an attempt.
You manage to apply the cream.
Okay.
Titania, you begin to feel the effects wear off.
No.
And at 30 minutes,
Sorry, love.
you now have 3 levels of exhaustion.
Oof.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Oof. Oof.
She did.
So what we're saying is 2 days, you're dead.
Yeah, if you'd gone for another 20 minutes at assuming a rate of 10, assuming the rate of this.
Ow.
Everything hurts. Inside and out.
I had food. I didn't drink on an empty stomach.
As much as I enjoyed seeing this happen, we were told not to have the squash.
Specifically warned against it.
Ow. Thank you.
Did we learn a lesson today?
Tony's like, buy the squash and the lotion ahead of time.
Probably.
Maybe listen to the information person when they tell you to specifically avoid something in town.
Ow.
I can't help you with that. You're the person who has the match to fix that kind of thing.
So I look really quick.
So Ithram, the noise is quieted down.
It's greater restoration that cures exhaustion.
I know I can only do it twice.
Yep. Sinlight walks back into the other room, proceeds to finish getting dressed.
Find Gant. Plant.
You, sir, are a plant.
Thank you.
Can't you suddenly feel like a squash?
Oh no.
I mean, after that night, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, yeah. No, I can do it twice.
Get yourself down to a reasonable level. Gent and I will survive the day trip and the rest that we'll probably have overnight when we start looking.
Okay. She'll cast Greater Restoration twice, using up all of my diamond dust.
You drop down to only 1 level of exhaustion.
Woo!
We're all at the same level of exhaustion, I think. Right?
Yes.
No.
All of,
Three
the
of
three
you
of us are at 1.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Which
Alright.
is less of a problem to me because athletics checks that I might have to do are flat with the Septum Ring of the Great Minotaur.
But you still haven't
She'll
put in your
come-
septum.
No, I haven't yet. We haven't had time with this getting destroyed by demons.
I offered to pierce it for you.
I would rather have that done by a professional.
Fair. That she's a professional.
Titania will come out of the room, looking very tired. Okay. Should we travel? Do we have a guide?
We're about to.
Do we have a guide, actually? Did you have any success last night?
We are about to find out. Let's go.
As you go downstairs, you are greeted at the door by a surly-looking, half-shaved dwarf. So,
Is he still drunk?
I believe there are a few of you here that have hired the services of one Crunchy Bellmender.
That would be correct.
I have to ask, is the Bellmender a known dwarven family?
Not to you.
Okay, I just wanted to know if their name had reached as far as Everstone.
No, their name doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. I just wanted to know on the off chance.
Proud of you.
You wanting to go to Uldur, if I recall correctly, which I always do.
That is correct.
And our rate was 6 gold a day.
5 gold a day was what was agreed upon.
Good memory.
I never forget a value I have negotiated.
Good to know. Well then, if you're ready for adventure, treasure, and a few other Urs, then gather your things and meet me at the North Gate.
I hope one of those extra R's isn't errors.
Well, you can't spell adventure without an error. And he leaves.
This was like...
Not
Literally my favorite sentient on this world.
And Kent's like, I'm spelling it right now. I'm writing it down.
Let it go, Kent.
Well,
Let it go.
Oh!
Gent reholsters the Emperor's virtue. Checks to make sure everybody's doing all right and is prepared, and then proceeds.
I love how mad this character makes Kent.
Amazing.
Are there any places to get, because this is a larger city and caters to adventures, is there any place to get never
Reagents?
mind. I don't think yeah, reagents
No.
or not.
I was gonna
Anything
say,
of value
I'm sorry, does this qualify as an actual city? Because
Any-
that's news to Gent.
Anything of value that they find, they sell to people to the south.
Okay.
That's why they have cheap drinks.
Got it.
Because you have to, in order to keep a mining town alive, you have to have two things: cheap food, cheap drinks.
All right. So I can't get replacement diamond dust here.
Nope. Not at least not directly.
Okay.
You might be able to find some diamonds that you could crush to dust in the ruins, but not here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Diamonds!
that's difficult. Okay. All right.
So
I can do a wind walk one more today if we want to get there faster. Or we can just walk.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this. Those sort of decisions in an expedition of this nature are usually decided by the guide.
Okay. We can let him know that's what we have, though.
Absolutely. This is me. This is not. Meredith is much better at keeping emotions in check.
So you all meet at the North Gate.
Yep.
Crunchy has changed his outfit. It's no longer the sort of ragged vomit and beer-soaked outfit that he was wearing prior. Now it is a ragged vomit and beer-soaked mining expedition gear. Slightly more, utility, more pockets, basically. He has a sort of a hard steel helmet on that has a little platform like sort of welded to it with a candle on it. And a bag with pickaxes and shovels and all manner of excavation equipment attached to it. His face is still half shaven. That one eye that was sort of perpetually shut last night, crusted over with probably a variety of things, is still shut and crusted over, but it doesn't seem to be bothering him. All right, well, welcome then to the Belminder expedition. We're going to be heading north into the ruins of wherever it was you wanted to go, and we're going to be delving down deep into the Hive of Ruin. So, if you've never first been there, is this the first time any of you are going?
It would be
Yeah.
Yes.
all around.
Good. So, things to keep an eye out for. Traps. Plenty of those. They weren't always traps, but of course, when a civilization collapses physically, and then another civilization builds up on top of it and collapses, and then another one underneath it and collapses, and so on and so forth, you end up with things that, are trapped. Keep an eye out for those. All manner of bad things. Then, next after that, monsters. There's a wide variety and a surprising depth and breadth of monsters in the ruins, and they'll eat you as soon as piss on you. So, keep your umbrellas up and watch out for teeth. Third, someone went away.
And we lost
There's
William.
William.
And now we're all in different places.
Now you're all in different places.
Oh, wow.
Hang on.
Sorry,
that
internet
body swap episode.
internet decided it
Jeremy
wanted to
was
hiccup
hoping
for a
for.
second.
Cody's completely gone.
I disappeared.
Gasp.
Third, and most importantly, other spelunkers. Now, for the most part, we tend to get along with our fellow frontiersmen and women and others.
But perhaps not so much the northerners.
No, there's a bunch of right dragon-borny bastards that like to delve down there with us and steal our loot. And, in addition to stealing our loot, they like to use it to kill us. So, keep your eyes forward, your umbrellas up, watch out for teeth, watch out for scales. Do I make
Easy
myself
enough.
clear?
Quite.
Good.
Want
Lastly.
umbrellas.
Well, we don't have one prepared to get pissed on. And lastly, finally, follow your guide. If you lose track of me, or you find yourself lost in the winding hollows of the Hive of Ruin, there's no guarantee that you'll make it out alive again.
Lovely.
Okay.
Good, now, that face, and he turns, and march,
I have a-
and he starts
I-
marching towards the ruins. Hup, 2, 3, 4, hup, 2, 3, 4, hup, 2, 3, 4, and he continues on.
Hang on. I'm going to gingerly climb onto the broom and go and, like, hover, just sort of, like, keeping pace with him slightly in front so I catch his attention after, I imagine, several minutes.
And the rest of you?
Keeping up with them.
Following. Yeah.
Hup, 2, 3, 4, hup, 2, 3, 4. What are you doing?
I can turn us all into mist if we want to travel a little bit faster. Magic. Really fast. Maybe faster than, falling raindrops.
Have you ever delved into the Hive of Ruin before?
Nope. That's why I'm asking
So
you.
do you know that your cloud will avoid all the traps that are in there?
Well, you don't have to wait. You're pretty hard to see if it's, cloudy at all, I guess. And you're incorporeal, and you can go through really small spaces.
And does magic still affect it?
I look real quick.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
It can be dispelled and all the typical things. Yes.
Might not be the best idea.
Okay.
There's lots of latent magic inside those ruins, and not all of it likes other sources of magic. We learned that way when Ted, God rest his soul, went down there. He sort of stares off in the distance.
How many bodies are down there?
So many bodies.
I'm gonna need you to sign a contract.
What kind of contract?
I can raise the dead into zombies, and I might be able to bring it back alive, and I pass over the paper.
Looks at it.
I need your permission to do so. I will explain the options, RE, reincarnation, etc.
Sounds like one hell of an adventure. He signs it, hands it back.
Okay. Thank you.
You need some of me hair right now.
Yes.
Yanks out a patch. Doesn't even flinch, hands it over to you.
I'll take one and then slowly drift back.
And he's on.
Traveling along quite amiably.
Gent, at some point within the next couple minutes, uncomfortably, hopefully, close to Sin, just whispers, "This is your fault."
It certainly is. Oh, you mean fault isn't a bad thing?
Fault isn't a bad thing.
In your head, it goes, are you upset that we're walking?
Up, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 4, up, 2.
Is there anything that our good guide is doing wrong to date?
Chronologically, alphabetically, arcanely, academically,
Just rank from most magnitude to least.
philosophically.
There's a small guitar riff between every one of those. Dun, dun.
You can just rank from highest to lowest magnitude if you wish.
You understand that. Wonderful. I'm so pleased.
I stopped by Valdeth.
Enter, you all right? You seem to be hissing a bit back there.
There's a twitch.
Do you want to sit on the broom for a while?
Is that aimed at Valdeth?
It's aimed at both of you. It can carry up to 200 pounds pretty easily.
So one of us at a time then.
I mean, yeah. Let me look at it specifically. Well, carrying over 200 pounds, it goes 30 feet, but I imagine we're not going the full. We'd be going 25 foot around.
No, you're on 50 foot around.
We're going.
He's dashing.
Yeah. Oh, he's dashing.
Yeah.
God, why?
Move it quick.
Okay.
He's at a quick
One at a
march.
time. Yeah. but
I'm good for a while yet.
yeah.
I'm fine.
Are
Thank
you sure?
Yes.
Because it's no problem.
I appreciate that.
Sorry.
Kid's having a real bad day.
It might make you feel better. I push it towards you.
No thanks. Some other time, darling. You understand.
Okay.
Lovely.
So, my good bellmender, come here. I want to hear all about your tales.
You just spent the entire
dude.
night fucking Ghent. You could stand to be a little bit in a better mood.
That's the problem. Get found out where the point that bad sex is actually bad sex.
It's the point where
When it
pleasure
goes-
becomes pain.
Yeah. When good or bad, it goes on too long.
Yep, yeah, it did. Oh, there we go. We're back.
So, after a while, Gent grumbling in the back, Sin enjoying herself in the front, and the rest sort of trailing along, you arrive at what appears to be a gate. All right, hold up. As there is this massive sort of what used to probably be like a city gate, this sort of large rectangular entryway that looks like it has a portcullis stuck and about halfway open. It's been sort of cocked to one side, so it looks like the portcullis would come down at a diagonal rather than straight down, like it's fallen over almost like dominoes. All right. Before you stands the Twisted Gate of Abalon, which is the closest kingdom to the surface and this particular section of the ruins. Now, be careful when you cross the gate. There are a variety of tricks and traps that have not yet been disarmed that will, if you're not careful, drop the gate on you and spear you like a fish. And he starts walking forward.
So, what do we do to avoid having that happen?
Follow in my footsteps.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So you all follow in his footsteps, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice it's not hard to spot some of them. You do notice that there are several like sort of depressed plates here and there that have been sort of filled in with snow, and you can definitely see where a number of people have been skewered to the far corner by massive spikes, judging by the corpses that are there. There are also a few bodies hanging from the wall in various places where various other traps at various times have extended out, skewered, pulled back, or dropped down, lassoed, pulled up, or just blasted into a far corner so hard they stuck into the wall. There's a variety of dead bodies around here. As you go, Crunch points over. Yep, and there's my cousin Larry. He stepped on a mine, that one did. That's only a half of him, of course. The other half's over there. And he continues walking.
Of course.
Yes. Eventually, you make your way through the gate area. At this point, you find yourselves in a series of sort of tight, winding, not quite corridors. They're more like void spaces between walls, where nothing was ever meant to be, but when the various walls collapsed, they sort of formed a walkway and corridor. Everything feels precarious, like it might fall over at the slightest touch. And you do begin to see the architecture change and meld as you go further down. Right, so we're going to Uldur, which means we're gonna have to go This way, then that way. Down. Curve around. Come back up. Descend.
Oh, I pull out the drawing that I did the other day and hand it up over to him and ask if have you ever seen anything like this down there?
Yeah, he grabs it, takes it, looks at it. Good quality parchment, charcoal sketch. I mean, they're paintings.
But no images that look like that. Anything?
Oh, the image! Oh, she holds it up again and starts looking at it. He was judging the actual paper.
Okay.
Oh, let's see. Looks like a mural of some kind. Rise and fall of a kingdom. I mean, there's certainly a lot of that around here. You can just look around and see it. Actually, if you want, in that room over there, there's the Hall of Kings. It's an interesting place. It's where all the kings were thrown after they were murdered. Flips through it a second. Nope, can't say any of this is ringing a bell.
Okay. Thanks for looking.
No. Really?
Can't. Kill yourself.
Would you like to go see the Hall of Kings, laddie?
Sounds like fun.
That was to get.
Yeah.
Some other time, maybe.
Again, do you realize we've already gotten past several different death traps that we would not have had any idea about without his presence?
It's a very slow turn to look at Velvet.
All right, well,
Don't give me those fucking eyebrows.
All right, well, don't worry. It's just down this way. As he walks around the corner, and you hear a
Crunchy.
Good news.
I rush forward.
We've
to look.
saved some money.
Is he dead?
There's a surprised look on the face of a dwarf whose head is not attached to his body.
Do I get... Okay, this is bad. But do I get there in time to use my thing to raise a zombie without using a spell slot? Possibly? It is... Hang on, let me look at the thing specifically.
It's a reaction, so I doubt it.
It is a reaction. Dies
No.
within 10 feet of you. I don't know how far
He
ahead.
did not die within 10 feet of you, no.
In fact, not only did we save some money, we got past some traps for free. I consider this a win-win.
While it's within a minute, there's your spell review.
That's
does that mend
certainly
wounds?
a perspective to take.
What was the question that Ithram just asked, I'm assuming, to Titania?
Yeah, does revivify mend wounds once the creature is
No.
revived?
Yeah, it does. It puts the body back together if you revivify within a minute.
Hang on, let me look at it.
Look at the
Revivify.
Mm.
spell.
Like if you just stick them together.
No, this spell can't return to life a creature that has died of old age, nor can it restore any missing body parts.
Yeah, I'm not missing, but if you put it back there, it mends it. Like you can't restore him if his head is
That's
gone.
up to, yeah, that I've heard it educated a few
There are
different ways.
people
Would
that
that
argue
work,
it
John?
both ways, yeah.
If you've got the missing body part and hold it there, I don't see why you couldn't do it.
The correct way.
Is to get the missing body part, would I possibly hit whatever trap this is?
No, it's fully, like, it's a guillotine blade. It just
Okay.
stuck him into the wall.
Gotcha.
His body's on the
Gotcha.
floor, his head's above it.
Also, it's holding it like a shelf right now.
Yeah.
It's just a head on a blade shelf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything about this.
Hang on, I just have to look to see how many things I have.
We still have the wand.
I do. I only have 2 diamonds.
You expended the necessary materials to cast them into the wand.
Yeah, the wand has the materials when you charged it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I will grab the head and cast Revivify.
There is this magical, mystical glow that comes out of the wand, and you hear this sound of as his neck stitches itself back together after a few seconds. God bless Bonner's bounty holes! Wait, I'm alive. What the fuck happened?
You
Trigger
ran
the
into a guillotine.
neck first.
I've never seen that trap before.
We could tell.
Yeah.
I would
We've
hope it
been-
wasn't. I knew that trap was there, and I kept going.
I still have my hand on his shoulder, and I'm gonna just sort of pause for a sec. We've been down here we have been walking for, I don't know, a couple hours maybe, tops. And you just ran neck first into a guillotine. I don't know if this is gonna work. Maybe.
Love, what brought you to that conclusion?
Gant, if you're going to keep being snide.
Maybe.
I'm sorry. I thought snideness required a level of subtlety to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You're right. You're just kind of being an ass right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think you should maybe take the diamond that I just sort of spent to bring you back to life, and we'll call it a wash on the whole working relationship here.
Seems
we can
fair
get you
enough
back up
to
to
me.
the surface.
He just turns and
That's
walks
fine.
off.
Okay, bye.
I send Shakar to follow at a distance to make.
Oh, he
Just to
definitely doesn't
follow
head back
her.
towards the entrance. He's coming here to grab treasure because that's what he does.
Yep.
He's gonna be here anyways. So.
All right.
Okay, he's gone. We don't have a guide. I have 1 diamond that can bring someone back from that. Just 1.
One still or one?
Or no,
previously?
2. I have 2. Sorry, math. I'm tired.
You have 2 diamonds on you
I
and
have
2 more
2.
charges of Revivify within the wand.
Yeah. So 4. So that's enough for all of us once. But
I think we gave up on him too early. I'm not even being sarcastic at this point. But fair enough. Yes, he fell victim to a trap. It happens.
To be fair, we've fallen victim to traps like that much faster, and we've fought demons.
yeah, let's maybe try not to again. I'd really
that would be
rather
the
not.
ideal, of course.
If you're looking at
This-
this guillotine trap, it's the fucking thing that killed you. Just in a different location.
He's like, fuck, I've been that guy before. I knew exactly. That's why he was like, hey, do we got something to spare?
I personally, and I understand I may stand alone in this, do not consider that a mark against him as a guide. That
To be
said,
quite honest, I'm right there with you. But
that said, I understand that not everybody is comfortable with him continuing in that employ. And I maintain that he got us through several traps, and now we didn't even, well, other than obviously the diamond that was expended, we didn't have to pay him. So, win.
Why don't Ithram, maybe you go back to town and get another guide, and the rest of us like rest here, and then you can come back and we can keep going. I want to kill this lich.
I look around for a rock.
Take your pick.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look. I'm just gonna grab one of the a decent sized piece, put it in my bag. All right, I will be back shortly, and I'll cast teleport to go back to town.
As Ithram
right outside the pub.
As Ithram leaves you to fend for your own shelter, to rest while he grabs another.
Oh, that's simple.
I
open up a door to a dimension.
That's where we'll
or to
end.
a demi-plane. Sorry.
That's where we'll end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.